I won't take much time. I will try to wrap it up as soon as possible with by giving as much as information on Nirvana, latency Nirvana and scaling strategies. Right. So, when it comes to latency, in very generic terms, latency is nothing but it's just a delay. Right. Whenever there is some delay in the network, in application, whenever there is a delay in loading of pages, we call it as latency. And it can be due to any reasons. Like when this delay comes into our applications, what happens is our applications tend to get less and less users. Right? And that actually affects our business. And our business revolves around page clicks, ads, and all that stuff. But if users are not coming back, if we are not able to retain our users, there is of no use. So we have to get rid of latency as much as possible. Now, when we come across latency, when we identify that okay, our application or system is going through the latency, what do? The first thing that we should do is we should start measuring the system. Right? We should start measuring our applications, how it's performing. Right? And how it helps is we get to know the limitations of a system. Right? Suppose there is an application, you have got an application and you have got a 1 MB bandwidth pipe. Right? And if that script is taking, one request is taking around 15 MB of memory. So you can easily calculate how much request can be fulfilled in a bandwidth of 1 GB, right? So that's your limitation. And if you are not achieving that optimal mark, what you can do is you can optimize the system. You can store this data, right? You can keep the data, and you can track this data to ascertain when you need to scale. When we have got our data in our hands, when we have got the measurements, when we have got the test results, okay, where is the limitation, how we have got to scale, and where we have got to scale, right? The most important thing about scaling is that we should know when to scale and how to scale. Scaling is nothing. Scaling isn't anything that you just put your system and you just start scaling it. You have got to know the limitations of the system, and you have to design it for the scalability. So, when your system experiences a lot of bottlenecks, so in 80% of the cases, the bottleneck is a database. You have got your database, and you got to optimize your database. So, what you can do is, if you have got millions of records and they are counting, and if they are going up and up, right, you can optimize them by sharding it. Sharding is a concept wherein you divide the records or tables onto multiple databases. You spread it across the databases. In one of our live applications, what we did was we had to store mobile numbers of all the users, and the users were supposed to register on application through the mobile number. So the assumption was that the maximum number of users, like in the worst case scenario or the best case scenario, the number of users on an application would be 400 million. So that was the number that we were looking at that time. So it was a huge number, and we had very limited resources to work upon. And on that limited resource, we had to achieve the performance. Right? So to run the queries on 400 million users on a single table, it's a very difficult task. So it takes time. Right? It consumes a lot of memory too. So what we did was we distributed the data into separate databases. And that was like around into 16 databases, and we numbered each database from A to 15. Right? That was the from 1 to F. So that was the hexadecimal notation of the database names. Right? And we tuned or we coded in such a way that are according to the mobile number that code used to identify onto which database the request has go to. So that concept is called sharding. So this scalability and this optimization is all about the fighting. Like fighting in the sense that we have got users who makes hits and who makes requests, and we have got servers. Right. So we have to continuously optimize the servers, we have to tune them so that they are able to fulfill the requests of the users, the number of requests, the concurrency. So it's always like users versus the servers. The other point in scaling that's coming nowadays is very recent is NoSQL. Right? NoSQL is a new concept wherein we don't use any RDBMS. We use different kind of database systems known as Cassandra or MongoDB, which are used to scale. We can spread the data across various nodes and they can be moved and added those nodes as per the need. The other strategy can be to move to use the cloud. That is, we have got various cloud services providers. Among them, the Google that doesn't do beta right now. We have got Rackspace, we have got Amazon, and we have got various others. But these three are the major players right now in the cloud. What we can do is we can place a static content like images, JS files onto the cloud or onto the S3, or we can make use of CDN also. The other thing that we tend to ignore, like kind of scaling, is that we tend to procrastinate the testing for release. Like we do it just before the release. Actually, the testing should be done along with the coding, as in when we are doing the coding, and after that too, like after deployment also. So as soon as we are deploying the application, we should test it for the load. We can use tools like Apache Benchmark or others, load runner, to get to the do the testing. So the concept for the scalability also says that you should always design your system for scalability, but it's not necessary that you deploy the complete system with all the servers. So by having said that, I mean that you should be able to identify first thing whether the system will need scaling or not, and if yes, it needs scaling, how much scaling it would be needed, and what kind of scaling you are going to need, like whether you are going to scale up or scale out. Scale up is a concept in which we add resources to the server, like we increase the CPU or the RAM, and scale out is a concept in which we add servers to the system. Right? So our system should be designed in such a way that it is able to accommodate the number of requests that is available, but as and when needed. So for that we can make use of auto scaling of Amazon Web Services. That's a very good concept. And once you have deployed your code, once you have deployed your application you have made it live, what you should do is you should always monitor your applications. And that helps you to ascertain like when and how you will be your application is going to come across the load. So whenever there is a load, whenever you are monitoring, you are able to check, okay, there is a load coming up. You can scale your application or you can add more nodes to it. And all these things, like there is no shortcut to scaling. There is nothing in the textbooks written, okay, this is how you can do scaling and this is how you can do optimization of performance. This comes with the experience. You have got to learn it through experience and you have got to share the experience. Like this is how we should do it. questions?
Do we have any questions, guys?
So, when you talk about latency, what is the best web servers to host? So, Nginx, Apache, or Node.js?
Actually, it all depends upon the need. Nginx has very low memory. Nginx has a very low memory footprint, right? And Apache is very stable as compared to Nginx. And there are certain issues with Nginx that it does not entertain the rewrite rules like for some services like Joomla and WordPress. So if you are going for a stable solution, go for Apache. And if you need performance, then you can go for Nginx or Cherokee or Lighty web servers. So that all depends upon the requirements and how you want your application to perform and how you want your design to be.
Yeah, Vineet, excellent presentation. I just want to know your views. I'm very curious on a world beyond
The flavors of SQL like this, Cassandra, MongoDB, Dr. Cabinet, Voldemort, and Hadoop is a better performance. But when it comes to MongoDB, it's easy to implement and it's easy to run queries on MongoDB. Right? So everything comes upon your requirements, how you want your design to be.
Okay. Alright. Have you checked out Cloud One?
No.
Because I feel that giving away working with Amazon or Rackspace, you sort of, they're like the next Microsoft of sorts. We don't even see that. And nobody talks about owning the cloud itself. They talk about, giving away your work, giving it away to a cage. The cloud is just about for a cage. And I haven't seen any solution to that yet.
Actually, there are certain solutions wherein you can have your own cloud and you can create a clusters just like Cassandra. There are certain applications you can use Wagamon or Spread. To Spread is a technology.
But have you done that?
I have used Spread.
Yeah.
I have used Spread to a certain extent, like not fully, not practically implemented. Just for my personal experience, I have used Spread. Yeah.
So, do you practice cooking?
I wish I could.
Do we have any more questions?